As many of you know by now, my sister Monica and I have been renovating a house in Palm Springs, and to be honest, the whole project has been a lot more work than I expected. We focused so much on the kitchen and backyard renovation that we haven't found the time to put our full effort into furnishing the place. We've kind of rushed it and ended up with just an okay end result with what we've done ourselves. But we have one more room left to get furniture for, and I have no idea what to do with this one. So currently this room is just a mattress on the floor, and I have tried to come up with some designs for this room, but I just don't love them, and it's such a cool room. I really wanted to turn out awesome. So I hired a Fiverr interior designer to design this room, and I'm gonna do what they decide. So here's a look at the room before. It's a really cool room because it has such high ceilings and it has clear story windows, which looks really cool and has like a mid-century modern feel. But so far, as you can see, it's literally just a mattress on the floor, and it has this old tile that the sellers of the house left. It's really just a blank slate. It's a good size. So I went on Fiverr and searched interior designer, and I found a bunch of really good interior designers with a pretty wide price range too. You could get one as low as $20 or a really nice 3D rendering for upwards of $100, $200, $300. I really liked the ones that had 3D renderings because you could visualize exactly what you were gonna get. So I picked one interior designer from the US called Living Bright and another one from Poland called Deco Project. So I sent them both these photos of how the room looked, and a few days later they came back to me with some rough drafts of renderings. So let's take a look at the first interior designer. This one was $225, and she sent over a rough draft, so we don't have the full walkthrough yet because she wants to make sure we like it. Here we have the first. Wow, it's very creative. This she sent over, and then she just wanted to make sure we liked the taste, and then she revised it a lot.
Oh, did she add a bed? There's no bed.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I love how she added like detail to the window. It looks just like the room too, which is crazy.
It is wild.
Yeah.
She made the windows higher over there.
Oh, you're right.
Did you notice that?
And she put in a new slider that's like white and looks good and cleaned up these windows.
Does look good.
Okay, so now here is the actual design. Isn't that cool?
Oh my gosh, that looks really good.
I never thought to do curtains at all there, but I actually think having them up high like that could look really good.
It gives it such a high quality like hotel feel.
I like how the rug is really soft looking. It's like one of those shag rugs, which is really fitting for these types of houses.
That's true. You know, I love how she added that wallpaper because it suddenly makes those sconces that are awkwardly high up, it doesn't make them feel awkwardly high anymore. It makes it just feel like a design feature.
So this seller also sent over this virtual tour of what it would look like, which was super helpful because it really gave me an idea of how this wallpaper would look. So I kind of slept on it and decided I wasn't fully into this wallpaper. So I gave her some feedback, and then she sent me a bunch of cool options that, again, I don't know where she found these. They're really cool. And I finally found the one. I saw this gold one and was like, I have to have that wallpaper. So she redesigned the room to match this wallpaper, and here's how it turned out.
Oh my gosh, I like that.
I like the wallpaper, right?
Yes, and the desk.
I like how she put a desk over on that corner because then you could come and still kind of get some work done. And there is a good amount of space over there. So I think it makes sense.
The house definitely does need more desk space.
So she actually sent me this whole PDF with the shopping list on where to get everything, but I wanted to see one more seller's designs before choosing, so here's seller number 2's design. I was amazed at how different this one was. It was super creative. She actually flipped the whole layout around. I love this one. I think it looks so cool. The only thing is I don't think it really matches the mid-century modern look of the house. It's a little more modern farmhouse. I think it looks super cool. Like I would love it in a different house, but for that reason, I went with the other one. So I got right to ordering stuff, and a few weeks later, it started to arrive. So now this is the fun part, getting all the furniture and everything together. The first thing that got there was the rug, and a lot of this stuff I didn't see in person before, but I felt good about knowing the Fiverr designer had me do measurements, and she made sure that everything was actually going to fit properly, because I'm not so good at making sure of that if you watched my vlogs of this whole process. So this was a shag rug, and these are super popular in Palm Springs in these kind of mid-century houses. So I think it fits the house really well, and it just made the room feel 10 times cozier. Next, the bed, and this was tricky because the room could fit a king bed, but there wouldn't be a ton of room for nightstands. So the designer found the perfect bed that had these built-in nightstands and a walnut colored wood that would match the mid-century look. Take a shot every time I say mid-century, just kidding, don't. So now the real work, getting this tile off. Obviously this had to come off to put the new wallpaper on. So shout out to my dad, he took this off. So we got that off and got a skim coat put on the wall to apply the wallpaper. All right, so we have the tile completely taken off and we put a skim coat on the wall. So we're starting fresh and it is ready for wallpaper. So this is what I was most excited to see, the wallpaper actually on the wall. I knew it was going to be like the statement part of this room. I looked for people to do this professionally, but everyone was fully booked. So in an attempt to not delay this video for more months, my dad and I attempted to put this up ourselves. Okay, we got these pieces cut and they are ready to go on the wall. So this is like a half a day process. We just put some adhesive on the wall and then put the wallpaper on. And I will say, if you can, get someone to do this professionally because it is really tricky. And we ended up with some bubbles and you can see it was like falling down at one point. Once we got more adhesive, it worked. Like, it ends up looking good. I think it's worth just hiring someone to do this because it will turn out looking better that way. And if you're investing in the wallpaper, you should really get it done right. The only reason that I didn't is because nobody was available for months, but it turned out pretty cool. So we were able to get most of it on. Next, we added the curtain rod, and the Fiverr seller had this up really high, which is different than how the sellers of this house had it. So I was excited to see how this looked. I got a 10-foot long curtain that the seller recommended. We got that up and that was it for today. This area I need to fix up. We have to hang this, but I'm first just gonna clear everything off. Now that we have the wallpaper up, all I really had to do was clean up the other parts of the room and hang a few things. We had some art and a mirror that was ready to hang. The one thing I didn't do yet that the Fiverr seller did do is add more wallpaper or paint to that wall because I wanted to see the wallpaper up in person before I decided which I was gonna do. But other than that, the room is actually done. So let's take a look. All right, guys, welcome to the room. This is an overview of most of the room. We'll go over real quick and then I'll talk about everything. So this is what it looks like when you walk in. This just gives you a better idea of how everything is laid out. I think it turned out so cool. It almost looks like kind of a hotel room. Here's a look at the design rendering again. So there's like some slight changes, but kept the wallpaper the same, the curtains the same, the bed the same. Really tried to do as much as we could as the Fiverr seller wanted it. So there are a few differences you'll see, but for the most part, it's the same design. So here's a look at the design rendering again and the actual room. So really the thing you can't miss here is the wallpaper. The wallpaper looks so cool. And I went through so many wallpapers online trying to find one I liked. I really spent hours on it and I could not find one that I liked. And then when she sent this one, I was like, it's perfect. I think it looks so cool. I will note, I do still need to steam these curtains, so don't mind the creases. I will be steaming them, of course, before this is on Airbnb, but you get the idea of what it looks like. It just looks so much bigger. I really like that. So as you walk into the room, there's this leather bench where you can put your suitcase. Because this is an Airbnb, we thought that would be the best use of this area, especially because there's so much closet space in this room. A dresser would just be a little pointless. I think people are gonna find a lot more use out of this. And I like the look of this one. It looks a lot better than just like the random ones you find on Amazon. And then over here, we just have a white desk and a mirror. So you can use this as a space to get ready for the day or get some work done while you're here. In her designs, she had a wallpaper or paint on this wall. and I am going to do something to this wall, but I wanted to see what the wallpaper looked like in person before I went for it. I think the white desk will look really good against whatever we end up doing to that wall. And that's pretty much the overview of the room. I really love how it turned out. There's just that one wall left to do something to. Here's one more before and after for you so you can see kind of how it looked. It's basically done now. This room is like ready for Airbnb. So I would say all in all, Fiverr Interior Designer was a success. I really liked both of the designs actually that the interior designer sent me. So I'll link them both down below. The one I didn't choose to go with was really cool. Like if this was a house in LA and not a mid-century house, I probably would have gone with that one. So I'll link both those Fiverr sellers down below if you guys want to check it out. And again, I've used Fiverr for like everything from editing, transcribing my YouTube videos into like Medium article format, cutting down my videos for Facebook, stuff like that. Like basically anything that you could think that you need done over the internet, there's like a freelancer on there that can do it. So Fiverr is really great for all of that, not just interior design, but also like video editing. But yeah, I think it turned out really cool. So I'll link those down below. And that is it for this video. And be sure to stay tuned for Monica's video to see how a Fiverr interior designer designed our new kitchen. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.